Tired of messy code in your project? Girlfriend left you for the guy who writes in TrumpScript. MD Prettify, it's a VS Code extension that could make your code great again without any effort from you. Let's see how it works.
First of all, you need to install extension from VS Code Extension Marketplace. Now, take a look at these Boolean values, small numbers, console log. To activate extension, all you need is set predefined config in your settings JSON. For example, use TypeScript-to-TrumpScript. And voila! Look at this gorgeous code. Pay attention, it didn't change your source code, just its view. Now let's deep dive into how it works. First, we will replace Boolean values. To do this, we will use something called substitutions. Here you need to worry only about two things. First is an ugly parameter. Second is pretty. Ugly is what will be replaced and pretty into what. So in our case, true should be replaced into fact. Save, check. As you can see, it's replaced. But what if you wanted to be not just great, but pretty either? You can use style property. Specify here color or any CSS that you'd like. And bam, here we got a pretty fact. Cool, let's do the same for false. It works. But there is a small bug. If you write true as a string, it will be replaced with your substitution. To fix it, you need something called scopes. It's some stuff from lexical environment and blah blah blah. You don't need to worry about it. All you need to do is enable debug option, then navigate to output panel, here to MD Prettify, and you will see the logs. Then search by your string here. As you can see, it's line 20, just as in IDE. Now, move to your true segment. As you can see, it represents with constant language Boolean true. Good. That's the scope of the true as Boolean value. Down below, there is line 21. Here is another true as a string. And as you can see, it's a string quoted stuff. Scope is like this. So you need to specify a scope of a Boolean value for your substitution, like here. So we'll just uncomment it, and it works. It applies only to the Boolean value. Easy. One small note. If you write false here, it will either be replaced. Yes, you can fix it just in the same manner if we did it before. But there is another option. I think anytime when you use comments, you don't want to apply any substitution to it. So the only thing you need to do is just ignore substitution for all common scopes, or any other if you'd like. We'll search here for this string. It's a command line /. Here is a parameter called excluded scopes. Just add this value here so that 0 substitutions will be applied to these excluded scopes. Now save it, and as you can see, false is not replaced anymore. Awesome. Now let's do some harder tricks. We will replace console log with the word say. Ugly should be console log, pretty should be say. It works. But there is this ugly brackets. We need to remove it. How to do it? You can use regular expressions here. For any bracket in your regular expressions, MD Prettify creates you variable that you can use in a pretty. You need to learn it. Same as always, we'll open output panel, then we'll search for this line, the last one, and here is representation of this substring. The sign $1 corresponds to the original, this one. It means that you can insert it as it is here. You can add any signs around it, I don't know, like words, whatever, and it will be replaced with the signs that you specified here. If you add more brackets, it will add more variables like $2, $3, and so on. Use it as you'd like. Create as much hard regular expressions as you'd like. Now, let's deal with the numbers. I think as a grade person, you're expecting it to be bigger, I would say like this. So let's replace these small numbers with the millions. Here, we will use the same approach. Regular expressions here, but as you can see, there is no brackets here. $0 is corresponded to full string match. So in our case, any digit will be here. If you put it like 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 5, 5, 5, like anything, will be here as a 0. We can search by this line here, and here you will see that the part $0 corresponds to the original substring. It's a helper for you to debug. As you can see, $0, and then we are adding this string. That's the main things about functionality. One small note. Probably someday you will decide to turn off the awesomeness of your code. How to do it? You can specify a keyboard shortcut. Search here for MD Prettify, and you will see the toggle command. For me, it's Shift Command P. So if I'll click Shift Command P, it will toggle off and then toggle on. So it's easy for you to switch back and forth, turn it on and off. That's all for today. If you like the video, like and subscribe to the channel. If not, dislike and leave a comment. Thank you for watching, have a good day and see you later.